I'm Anya Coopers-McKinnon. Thanks so much for joining us. It's the final day of the Munich Security Conference, and today's focus is the Middle East. A clash between the US and its European allies over Iran was already in evidence on Saturday. US Vice President Mike Pence called on the EU to follow Washington's lead and pull out of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, accusing Europeans of undermining US sanctions. Amid a growing divide between the US and Germany, Chancellor Angela Merkel defended the Iran agreement as a key channel to Tehran and stressed the need for international diplomacy. Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif took to the podium a short while ago and delivered this response.
Right here in Munich, Mr. Pence repeated this farce when he arrogantly demanded that Europe must join the United States in undermining its own security and breaking its obligations. His hateful accusations against Iran, including his ignorant allegation of anti-Semitism against the heirs of a man described as Messiah in the Holy Torah for saving the Jews, is both ridiculous, but at the same time, very, very dangerous.
OK, let's bring in DW's political correspondent Simon Young, who's at the Security Conference in Munich. Hi, Simon. Very strong words there from Iran's Minister of Foreign Affairs. How was Zarif's criticism received by the audience in Munich?
Well, there hasn't been a chance yet for the audience to respond directly. That session is still going on in the main hall here, but it was a strong speech, I thought, from the Iranian foreign minister. He talked about what he called the United States' pathological obsession with Iran, and he said that the United States is the main source of destabilization in the region. And he also referred indirectly, at least, to the activities of Saudi Arabia in intervening in Yemen, and also he referred to the dismemberment of the journalist Khashoggi in Turkey recently. So he was, pointing out that through proxies, as he called them in the region, the United States also is working against a stability that it says that it wants. And a really sharp attack. And he also called on the Europeans to decide which way they're going to fall on this debate about the Iran nuclear deal. He said Europe will need to get wet if it wants to swim against the tide of unilateralism, clearly trying to sort of drive a little bit of a wedge between the European and American positions. We saw yesterday in those speeches from Angela Merkel and Mike Pence how far apart they really are in their approach on Iran.
That's right. Now, Zarif referred to what US Vice President Mike Pence said yesterday at the Security Conference. Let's get a quick reminder of what exactly it was that Pence said.
The time has come for our European partners to stop undermining US sanctions against this murderous revolutionary regime. The time has come for our European partners to stand with us and with the Iranian people, our allies and friends in the region. The time has come for our European partners to withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal.
A murderous revolutionary regime, very confrontational words there. What is this going to do to US-EU relations?
Well, I think it is a rift, and Angela Merkel acknowledged that directly. But she said that, in fact, Europe, Germany and the US, they're pursuing the same goal in Iran. They want to make sure that Iran doesn't get nuclear weapons. Incidentally, the Iranian foreign minister said it was ludicrous to suggest that it had a ballistic missile program designed to create missiles that could carry nuclear weapons. He said, we don't have any nuclear weapons. That was his bold statement. But Angela Merkel said, we share the goal of preventing that. We just think that the way to go about it is a different one. We've carefully negotiated this JCPOA agreement, and we're sticking with it for the moment, and so are the other European allies. But the Americans are going a different direction, saying it's time to turn up the heat and use economic force, essentially, to put Iran where they want them.
All right, DW, Simon Young at the Security Conference in Munich. Thank you so much.